Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to transfers, Manchester United always seem to be linked to every single player. However, there are some players that we are linked with more than others, and we could talk about Sancho and Grealish all we want because they're the two that are most likely going to push their way to Manchester United. But there are other sleepers, there are other transfers that Manchester United could definitely do that have not been talked nearly enough about. So we're going to go through with every single player and we are going to discuss what I think about them personally and if I think they're Manchester United bound. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's do it. What's up everybody, it's the Aidan Sports Show. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a Manchester United transfer update video. We did one a couple days ago about Jack Grealish and Jadon Sancho, but now we're going to take our focus off of them and onto some more Manchester United picks that could potentially be on their way to Manchester United. The transfers have been coming left, right and center, the news I should say, and we have a lot to talk about. So before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel, turn notifications on, share the video in the playlist, and let me know in the comments below which one of these players that I'm about to name would you take at Manchester United and why. That is the first thing I want to talk about. We have a lot to discuss. We also might potentially be talking about some sales that Manchester United could definitely make as well. So stay tuned for the first player right now. Raúl Jiménez. This player has been linked with Manchester United for a solid few months now, but things are starting to push further along now that the transfer window has been open. So apparently the Wolves man, the Wolves number 9, has been reported to come to Manchester United for around £75 million. And in dollars, I assume that's $90 million, but I don't know. I'm not that great at maths. But nevertheless, this is a player that Manchester United would absolutely love to join Manchester. I'm not even going to front it. We would absolutely love Raúl Jiménez. Me as a Manchester United fan, I think Raúl Jiménez is an absolute guarantee to give a lot of goals to Manchester United. The problem is for Manchester United and for Raúl Jiménez, if he does want to come to Manchester United, is the price. £75 million for a striker where he could potentially not even be the starter at the time of coming in for Manchester United seems to be a very big deal for a bench player or a potentially starting player, and then we see Martial come off the bench. Now, me personally, I would absolutely love Raúl Jiménez at Manchester United, but somehow when I think about it, I just don't see this being a deal that Manchester United will go for, or even if they could go for, would actually get done. I think we are going to spend a lot of money on other positions, and I think Raúl Jiménez, as much as I would love him at Manchester United, will just miss out, unfortunately. So there we go. That is the first player that we have gotten done. On to the next one. Alexis Sanchez. Now, this is a Manchester United player, of course, but the transfer news for Alexis Sanchez is that he's potentially on the move to Inter Milan, and Inter Milan have got into advanced talks with Manchester United about a permanent deal for Alexis Sanchez. Now, this is great news for Manchester United fans. I don't know a Manchester United fan that absolutely wants Alexis Sanchez to stay. Me personally, I think he offers us something off the bench, but I know a lot of Manchester United fans do not agree with that. So in the end, this is going to be a positive thing if Inter Milan are in advanced talks and can get a deal over the line for Manchester United. This is the best thing that I've heard about Manchester United in terms of sales in a long time. Yes, we have the likes of Jesse Lingard and Andreas Pereira, Phil Jones, all these players that absolutely do need to go. But Alexis Sanchez, in my opinion, is number 1 on that list because he has the most wages, and he's the reason I think that this club, when he has been here, has been poor when it comes to chemistry and style of play, because watching him earn 450k a week is almost baffling for a lot of players, especially players that probably believe that they should be earning that amount of money. So Inter Milan going for Alexis Sanchez on a permanent deal. He's been very good for Inter Milan, and I see this being a very positive move for Alexis Sanchez. So there we go. I personally think this deal is going to happen deep down the line, but I do think this is going to take a very long time. So be very patient because Alexis Sanchez might be out of the club, and I think that's what we all would have wanted at the end of the day. Let's go into the next player right now. Now, Now on to something that I think is very, very rare that's going to happen. Kalidou Koulibaly. Obviously, he's been in my Manchester United career modes if you guys haven't checked that out. But honestly, this has been reported by a lot of outlets that Koulibaly is potentially focusing on leaving despite him wanting to stay in Napoli for the rest of his career. It looks like Napoli do not want to get him on a new deal. So it looks like he could be off. And Manchester United are always going to be linked to Koulibaly due to what has been happening a few years ago. Now, if Koulibaly does end up joining Manchester United, at his age, you expect the absolute best centre-back in the world. And Koulibaly is definitely up there for one of the best centre-backs in the world. However, I see this deal being way too pricey. He's going to be worth more than Jadon Sancho. And in my opinion, that is just something you don't want to spend on a centre-back when we are looking for an out-and-out right winger. So out of everything that I've talked about from Koulibaly, yes, I'd love him at the club. If we can get him on a cheap deal, around 50 million or something like that, then I think this is an absolute steal. But if we are looking for a centre-back that's going to be worth 90 million, even above 90 million, I just don't see Manchester United doing this. So of course, asking the same question as always, would I love Kalidou Koulibaly at Manchester United? Of course I would. Who doesn't love Koulibaly? Who wouldn't want Koulibaly at their club? However, we need to look at the real reasons that Manchester United are going to invest, and I don't think 100 million, 90 to 100 million on a centre-back is what we're going to be looking at. So in spite of Koulibaly, there is another centre-back that we've been linked to. Let's talk about him right now. Gabriel from Lille. This centre-back has been absolutely underrated for a long time. He's only 22 years of age, I believe. He's a centre-back, very quick, has a left foot. He's going to be playing left side of centre-back. And in my opinion, this is a deal that Manchester United have probably been looking for a long time. A young centre-back, an up-and-coming centre-back that could come in and play now, but also has the ability to grow and become even better than what he is. Now, I have known about this player for a long time. I've known about, the reason why I've known about him is obviously from things like FIFA and stuff. You kind of get information about some cheaper, younger centre-backs and all these things. So that's how I first got aware of him. But obviously playing for Lille, it's not necessarily the greatest team to watch, and I can't lie, I have not watched many, if any, Lille games this season, so I can't tell you if this is going to be a good deal for Manchester United or not. But is he worth the risk? Absolutely. And I think Manchester United might actually go through with this deal. And the reason why I think Manchester United will go through this deal, it's as simple as that. He's young, and that is exactly what we look for in players. Now, he's not English, so that's a big question mark of whether we would go for him or not. But looking at other centre-backs we've been linked to, the likes of Nathan Ake is no longer available. So maybe this is the deal that Manchester United go through to fix a centre-back problem that has been gaping at us for a long time. We can't keep relying on Axel Tuanzebe to get good when he's been injured for so long. We need centre-backs that can come in and play straight away. Tuanzebe, as much as I love the guy, as much as I think that he is going to be the future captain for Manchester United, we need centre-backs now, and we can't keep waiting for Axel Tuanzebe to get healed up. I love the guy. I still think he's going to have a massive impact at Manchester United, but let's see where we go with this deal. I think this deal could definitely be what Manchester United does, and of course, I would love this player at the club, and there we go. We'll move on to the next one very shortly. One player I haven't necessarily talked about at Manchester United a whole lot is Chris Smalling. Now, Chris Smalling has been a fantastic servant for Manchester United. Recently been on loan to Roma. Roma, a fantastic team, and Chris Smalling, arguably one of, if not the best defenders we've seen in the Serie A this season. So it's been rumored that Roma would love to extend Chris Smalling's loan and potentially even buy Chris Smalling. Now, Chris Smalling, in my opinion, is going to be great for Roma, and I think he's already shown that he is great for Roma. Now, there's also been reports that he shut the door on a potential move back to Manchester United. We don't know who exactly is at fault, either Chris Smalling or Manchester United, for the reasons that he's not potentially coming back. But I definitely see this deal going through for Chris Smalling. I see Roma paying a decent amount of money for Chris Smalling as well, and I think that's all perfectly fine for Manchester United as we seem to roll out from Chris Smalling in that relationship. Now, the next person we need to get rid of is Phil Jones, and then we have that duo gone officially. But Manchester United, Chris Smalling, no longer on playing terms, it looks like Chris Smalling will well and truly be on the way out and going to Roma, and Manchester United will have to look for another centre-back to replace that Chris Smalling presence. And I think Chris Smalling is a fantastic centre back. To be honest, he loves to defend. He's not great passing out from the back. We all know that, but he's been a great servant. And if this is true and Chris Smalling does end up making his way on a permanent deal to Roma, then I thank him for his service, and I look forward to hopefully having a game with Chris Smalling soon. It's going to be very fun to see that reaction if it does happen. Now, I know I probably missed a few players here and there from this transfer video. I know there are some players that we've obviously been linked to that I've not mentioned, but the last thing I want to talk about is Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is most likely going to be signing a new contract at Manchester United, which means that we will keep his fantastic, great prime years in Manchester. What do you guys think of this? Now, Paul Pogba, in my opinion, is one of the best centre midfielders in the world on his day. Now, consistency has always been an issue for Paul Pogba, but with age, you expect him to get better when it comes to consistency. Paul Pogba is 25 years old, I believe, going on to 26. This guy is slowly developing into his prime years. Now, if we want to get the best out of Paul Pogba's prime years, we obviously need to build around him, but the main thing is the core, and Paul Pogba is the core. He's the presence in the midfield. When you have Paul Pogba, you have a presence in that midfield, and I think this is a perfect deal for Manchester United. Obviously, there's been links to Real Madrid and been links to Juventus, been links to other teams as well. However, no one can seem to afford Paul Pogba this year, and I think it's too little too late for the likes of Real Madrid and Juventus. Now, this might be a little bit premature, but I definitely see this going through. I definitely see a new contract on the tables, and I definitely see Paul Pogba signing it. But in my opinion, this is not going to happen for a very long time, at least until probably the very end of the transfer window, just in case there are a Real Madrid offer or a Juventus offer. Also, he probably wants to wait and see what Manchester United do in the transfer window as well. And with all the rumours of Manchester United potentially wanting 4 players coming into this transfer window, if that is true and we actually get those 4 players, which is very unlikely, by the way, but if we do get 4 players in this transfer window, then I think Paul Pogba is absolutely destined to sign at Manchester United, and we continue to build upon the groundwork that we've already set this season, and we finished 3rd with that groundwork, and we're slowly building it up to a presence and a dominating presence for Manchester United for many years to come. So that's what I think about Paul Pogba. It's been a beautiful relationship, in my opinion, so far. I think he's been our best player for a very long time now, but now it's time to see what Paul Pogba is truly made of. Now it's time to see what Manchester United are truly made of in this transfer window. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. Let me know if I've missed anybody in this topic of discussion with the transfer news. Again, I did make one recently about Jadon Sancho, and I did make one recently about Jack Grealish. So those are the reasons why I've not added them in this video. Now, I know we could talk about other players like Van de Beek, but again, I might make a separate video based on Van de Beek alone. There are a bunch of players that I think Manchester United are probably in for that I have not mentioned, but these are the players that I feel like don't give enough credit towards Manchester United at all, because either they're very unlikely or because they're just probably not talked about as much, or that people don't know about them a lot. These are some of the things that I think Manchester United are definitely looking at. Some of them might get picked up. I think a lot of them won't, but regardless, they are linked to Manchester United for a reason. Anyway, thank you guys for watching again. Have a wonderful and safe day. Take care and peace.